Across the vast expanse of human history, in the deep shadows of forgotten empires and the hushed whispers of long-lost cults, a monumental mystery has forever lingered. How did ancient rulers, mere mortals, ascend to such dizzying heights of power that they could convince entire civilizations of their undeniable divine right, their very godlike status? Was this an elaborate, masterful deception, a calculated manipulation of the masses? Or did the very fabric of society, in its innate need for order and meaning, genuinely demand such a profound, unifying illusion? Welcome to Echoes of Time, your exclusive portal to the forgotten pages of history, where we embark on an unparalleled journey into what we term ancient mind masters, the forbidden art of forging a leader's divine image. We delve beneath the dust of centuries, not merely to recount tales, but to unearth the sophisticated, often hidden techniques employed by some of history's most enigmatic and powerful figures. This is a quest to reveal the secrets that never made it into the mainstream history books, to understand the foundational blueprints of influence that resonate, surprisingly, even in our contemporary world. From the dawn of organized society, humans have sought meaning in the celestial, order in the earthly, and guidance from those perceived to be touched by the heavens. It was within this fertile ground of belief and aspiration that certain leaders, whom we now recognize as true mind masters, began to sculpt an unassailable image of divine authority. Their genius lay not just in conquest or governance, but in their unparalleled ability to construct and propagate a reality where their rule was not merely political, but cosmic. This forbidden art was a complex tapestry woven from belief, power, and perception, establishing a legacy that transcended mortal lifespans. It was a masterclass in the profound interplay between spiritual conviction and political ambition, setting a precedent for leadership that would echo through the ages. Consider the sun god pharaohs of ancient Egypt, whose very existence was painstakingly presented as a direct conduit to the heavens. Their lives were not just earthly reigns, they were sacred passages, a living embodiment of Ra, the sun god, or Horus, the falcon-headed deity. Their daily rituals were cosmic events, ensuring the rising of the sun, the flooding of the Nile, and the cosmic order of Ma'at. The monumental architecture they commissioned, from the towering pyramids to the sprawling temple complexes, was not just an expression of power. It was a physical manifestation of their divine connection, designed to inspire awe and reinforce their status as intermediaries between the mortal realm and the pantheon of gods. Every stone laid, every hieroglyph carved, served to etch their divine mandate into the very landscape of Egypt, crafting a narrative of leadership that was beyond challenge, rooted in the immutable laws of the cosmos. Travel then to the heart of the Roman Empire, where emperors, initially reluctant to embrace outright deification, soon learned to skillfully fuse political ambition with religious reverence. While not always proclaimed as literal gods during their lifetime in the same manner as the pharaohs, their posthumous deification and the establishment of an imperial cult cemented their status as divine figures worthy of worship. Augustus, the first Roman emperor, masterfully leveraged existing Roman pietas and the cult of genius, portraying himself as the divinely favored restorer of the Republic, a son of Apollo, whose destiny was to bring peace and prosperity. The meticulous control of public imagery through statues, coins, and official decrees, coupled with grand public games and spectacles, all served to build an aura of unparalleled authority and sacred protection. The emperors became not just rulers, but guardians of Rome's sacred destiny, their will intertwined with the will of the gods, establishing a powerful precedent where reverence for the state and its leader became indistinguishable from religious devotion. Across the vast oceans, high in the Andes, the Inca emperors presented themselves as direct descendants of Inti, the sun god. This celestial lineage was not a mere symbolic title, it was the bedrock of their entire social and political structure. The Inca ruler, the Sapa Inca, was literally the child of the sun, and his divine blood flowed through the veins of the entire ruling class. Elaborate rituals, meticulously observed and deeply ingrained in daily life, continuously reaffirmed this sacred connection. The annual Inti Raymi festival, dedicated to the sun god, was a grand spectacle designed to reinforce the Sapa Inca's role as the vital link between the earthly and celestial realms, ensuring agricultural abundance and the well-being of the empire. Their monumental architecture, like the awe-inspiring Machu Picchu, while serving practical purposes, also spoke to a cosmic order, a world built by and for the divine descendants of the sun. The Inca worldview was one where the divine permeated every aspect of existence, and the emperor was its living, breathing embodiment. And looking eastward to the ancient dynasties of China, we uncover the powerful concept of the mandate of heaven. While not claiming outright divinity in the same vein as some other cultures, early Chinese emperors asserted their rule was sanctioned by Tian, heaven itself. This celestial mandate was a dynamic contract. As long as the emperor ruled justly and benevolently, maintaining cosmic harmony, heaven would grant them the right to govern. Natural disasters, rebellions, or misrule were interpreted as signs that the emperor had lost the mandate, thereby justifying overthrow. This intricate system created a powerful framework for divine leadership, where the emperor, as the son of heaven, was entrusted with the awesome responsibility of maintaining cosmic and social order. State-controlled narratives, passed down through official histories and philosophical texts, meticulously documented the virtues of righteous rulers and the failings of those who lost heaven's favor. Rituals, such as the elaborate sacrifices at the Temple of Heaven, underscored the emperor's unique role as the sole intercessor between humanity and the cosmic powers, binding the fate of the empire to the moral rectitude of its divine leader. In each of these diverse civilizations, the forbidden art manifested through consistent, sophisticated techniques. Rituals were not just cultural practices. They were powerful performative acts, often public, designed to elevate the ruler and reinforce their sacred role, binding the community in shared belief and reverence. Monumental architecture, pyramids, temples, palaces, and awe-inspiring cities served as tangible, enduring proofs of divine favor and immense power, dwarfing individual subjects and instilling a sense of the ruler's transcendence. State-controlled narratives, disseminated through official pronouncements, histories, and even art, meticulously crafted and maintained the desired image, suppressing dissent and shaping public perception. And, critically, carefully crafted mythologies, often tracing the ruler's lineage back to gods, cosmic forces, or heroic ancestors, provided the foundational stories that justified and immortalized their authority. These were not just tales of ancient beliefs. They were comprehensive blueprints of influence, carefully designed psychological and spiritual technologies to sculpt an unassailable image of divine authority, leaving echoes that resonate even today in the subtle and not so subtle ways power is projected and perceived. But what truly underpinned this forbidden art?
Was it a conscious, calculated, and cynical exercise in absolute control? A grand deception designed to quell dissent and consolidate power through the potent instruments of fear and awe? This perspective paints these mind masters as astute political strategists, manipulating the spiritual inclinations of their subjects to ensure obedience and maintain the social hierarchy. It suggests a pragmatic, even Machiavellian, approach to governance, where the belief in divine kingship was a meticulously engineered illusion, a tool to control populations and ensure the stability of the ruling elite. In this view, the gods were not just worshipped, they were enlisted, their names invoked to legitimize terrestrial power, to make the ruler's word indistinguishable from divine law, thereby removing any basis for challenge or rebellion. The grandeur, the mystery, the rituals, and the narratives were all part of a sophisticated propaganda machine, a theatrical performance designed to awe, subdue, and unify. However, another hypothesis compels us to consider a vastly different reality. This view suggests that these leaders, and crucially their subjects, genuinely believed in the profound spiritual connections they claimed. For them, divine kingship was not merely a political construct, but a sacred necessity, vital for maintaining cosmic order and societal stability. In a world where the natural elements were seen as expressions of divine will, where plagues and bountiful harvests were direct blessings or curses from the gods, a leader who could mediate with these powers was not just desirable, but absolutely essential. This perspective posits a shared worldview, a collective spiritual understanding, where the ruler was indeed the vital link between humanity and the divine, embodying the very well-being of the cosmos. The rituals were not just performance, but genuine acts of communion. The architecture, not just show, but sacred space. The leader was chosen, blessed, and empowered by the gods themselves, and their rule was a manifestation of divine will, a fundamental truth of their existence. Challenging such a ruler would be akin to challenging the divine order itself, inviting chaos and disaster upon the entire civilization. Yet a third, more nuanced view offers a dynamic interplay, suggesting that the truth might lie somewhere between these two poles of cynical manipulation and genuine faith. This perspective posits that leaders might have initially leveraged existing spiritual beliefs, tapping into the pre-existing fears, hopes, and cosmic understandings of their people.
They didn't necessarily invent divine kingship out of thin air, but adapted and amplified existing religious frameworks to suit their political aspirations. Over time, through sustained practice of these techniques, the rituals, the monumental architecture, the state-controlled narratives, and the carefully crafted mythologies, this strategic leveraging evolved into a self-perpetuating system. The lines began to blur. Power and piety became indistinguishable. The initial strategic genius of the leaders might have fostered a genuine belief, not only among the subjects, but potentially even within the ruling class itself, as the weight of centuries of tradition and the profound impact of their actions cemented the perception of their sacred role. What began as a tool could have, through collective practice and reinforced belief, transformed into an accepted, deeply internalized reality for all. This emergent social structure then sustained itself, becoming a fundamental pillar of society, a cycle where belief reinforced power and power reaffirmed belief, crafting a reality where mortals truly did become gods in the eyes of their people. As we, the explorers of echoes of time, pull back the veil on these forgotten psychological and spiritual technologies, we are left with enduring questions that transcend the ancient world. Was it genuine faith, strategic genius, or an emergent social structure that allowed these mind masters to shape history, to transform the very construction of reality itself for millennia? The answers, perhaps, are not mutually exclusive, but rather a complex interplay of all these forces, shifting and evolving across different civilizations and eras. We seek to understand not just what happened, but how it happened, and what these echoes from the past tell us about the fundamental human needs for leadership, meaning, and the elusive nature of power and belief. Join us on Echoes of Time as we journey through the ages, exploring these profound enigmas. For every discovery we make, every secret we unearth, is an echo of humanity's great, often hidden history, offering us a chance to better understand the present. Don't forget to subscribe to Echoes of Time and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into historical explorations. In a world saturated with information, how many of our contemporary narratives, our leaders, and our societal structures are still shaped by the timeless blueprints of influence laid down by these ancient mind masters? And how much of our reality is, even today, a carefully constructed illusion?